Hello and welcome to Start the Beat with Sykes. My name is Sykes and this is my podcast. Before we get started, I just wanted to take a quick moment to thank everyone who checked out the last episode. If you're one of those people, I hope you enjoyed the conversation and thanks so much for coming back. But for everyone out there who's new to the show, welcome. Feel free to make yourselves at home. And as always, there's beer, soda, water, coffee in the fridge. Cheers to everyone out there on the internet. People just assume that like I don't have time to hang out, so they don't hit me up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm thinking that everybody hates me, but they just think I'm busy.
Yeah.
And it's like I am busy, but I'm not busy, you know?
Same.
And like I try to like tell people like growing up as an only child and the way that I did music and the experiences that I had like through high school, I started to realize that like the only reason I'm doing this stuff is because I want to meet like-minded people. Like the art isn't as important as the experience of being around other people. Like I like playing shows, but not because I'm on a stage and I want everybody to see me. I like just being a part of the community and being like another cog in the wheel. You know?
I feel that, dude.
And that makes it really hard also though to like get to the next level sometimes because I feel like I don't care enough. Like I care so much, but like I don't care enough to be like, I'm the shit. I'm the person that everybody needs to see because I just genuinely don't believe that. I don't believe anybody is that person. But it's so counterintuitive as an artist, right?
Because then you see like, I see like, and it's nobody that I know personally. Like dudes whose like music isn't like, I don't know, like not my cup of tea, you know what I'm saying? Or like, it seems like very low effort. They're very proud of everything that they do. And like, I put in a whole heap load of effort that if like, maybe if I wasn't me and I saw me doing it, I'd be like, you're kicking ass, man. But I'm me. So I'm just like, no, that's not enough. I mean, I think that I'm good. I don't think that like the whole world needs Julian Atwater in their life.
Sure.
But like, I think that I need the world. Like, I like how you said it. Like, I like being a part of the community. You know what I mean? Not necessarily all eyes on me, but like, I like knowing and like talking to people who like see and feel music in a similar way than me. You know what I mean? Because like, I kind of came from the opposite. I have like 10 brothers and sisters, and like all of them are like, except for maybe like one or two of them are interested in the things that I'm interested in.
Sure. I mean, I imagine that's kind of like the New York City thing where there's so many people, it makes it easy to feel alone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Exactly. And so like, I was like there's two older siblings that are like way older than us. And I was like the old one out of like all of us. So like my thing was like making sure everybody else was like realized and like stuff like that. And like, I don't know, now that like, seeing that and seeing how like I connected to them and how I felt seen whenever like I showed interest in what they were interested in makes me want to go out and show my interest to people and then like be like, how did you even stumble across this? How did you, because it's like being a superhero, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because like, how did you get your powers? You know what I'm saying? I'm sure dudes in the Justice League, you know what I'm saying? The Avengers kind of sit in the building like, and you're just like, yo, where'd you get that from? You know what I'm saying? What tragic backstory do you have? I got bit by a spider. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like stuff like that. I love that. And I love that like even in like the Pittsburgh scene, there's so much like lore in between like just people and stuff. You know what I mean? I love that.
Yeah. I think that I don't know, you know, there's like this weird I cannot pronounce words today. I just can't. I'm going to give up. But people are really quick to romanticize this idea of like what success is. And I think that it's really easy to like take the things that you have for granted if you're always looking for
More.
the next thing, always looking for more. And, you know, I've gotten into arguments with people in my circle about this because like there's like this, you know, people have told me that like I'm not doing enough and I could be doing more. And it's like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean? Like just because you're not happy with where you are doesn't mean that I'm not. Like I have a job that I love, a girlfriend that I love, a house that I really like, things that I worked hard for. I'm not fucking young. I'm turning 36 in 2 weeks.
That's cool.
Right. So, and I've been doing this. I've been making beats since I was 13. So that's and I've been doing this shit for a long time. And like, I have friends that are successful musicians that tour all the time. And there's been times where like I've been talking with them and I genuinely realize like I'm a happier person than you. It's like you have things that I want, but I also have things that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like no matter what, you're not going to have everything regardless. So it's just a matter of like taking it a step at a time. And it all leans back into that, like, fuck, sometimes I do beat myself up because I don't know if I'm like hungry enough to be like a successful artist. But then it's like, well, what the fuck is success?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know, dude. I watched you set this up. I really dig your house. You know what I'm saying? I'm an outsider.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, this is like, just from what you're saying, like that's something that I want. You know what I'm saying? I want like to have like my art on the walls of my home. You know what I'm saying? And have a place where like I can sit with my friends or strangers or whatever and like sit and talk with them. Like I don't know, dude. That's badass.
Yeah. Again, it's so fucking easy to take this shit for granted if you do it too much. And I've talked about this a lot recently, and I don't mean to keep bringing it up, but I feel like, once a month, it's like, I'm going to stop fucking doing the podcast. I'm fucking sick of it.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But then, like, most of the time, somebody will come over, like you, and I have this conversation. It's like, oh, yeah, this is why I do it.
No, dude, I totally understand. I have the same thing. I've been oscillating through this feeling because, like, 1 month, like, I have a project coming out, hopefully in, like, November, okay? And I oscillate. It's been done for, like, maybe like a month or two, and I oscillate from like week to week. Like, this is great. I'm really enjoying this. And then I'm like, oh, I should just stop making music completely. I'm trash, and all of this is trash. But my friends are good. My friends are all really, really good and talented. And I'm just making them all smell like poop because I'm by them. You know what I'm saying? And like,
sure.
But then like, I don't know, somebody will sit in on like a session that we're having or whatever, and then they'll give me the same look that I kind of look at Sam with sometimes. And they're like, what are you? And I'm just like, well, I'm Julian. That's me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and then boom, it like washes over you. You're like, wow, I'm here for this. This is what I'm here for.
So, you know what I think it could be? So I just had a thought in my head. One of those things called a light bulb went ding. We were talking just a few moments ago about significant others dating and how sometimes you need time to yourself. Like, too much of being around a particular person can sometimes be like, ugh. I don't think I have ever thought about that way in regards to my art or my music, right? Like, I'm always like, I need to be around this all the time, but also like, I don't allow myself to take a step away from it. So I have this like constant hate love thing where it's just like, I love you. You know, like I've married the game, as they may say in the streets. But fuck, like I never take a break away from it. It never stops.
Yeah, marriage is hard, bro. Marriage is super hard. Like, I wouldn't say that I stopped, but like I stopped releasing stuff for like 4 years and stuff because I was just like, you have to be like a human being for like a minute. Please be a human being. And it sucked. It sucked being human. But like, we get art. We transmute everything that we learn, everything that we feel, everything that we've experienced into like this thing, this little 3 minute to 6 minute to 10-minute ordeal. Okay?
Yeah.
And like, I realized I actually had a very a very enlightening acid trip with like one of my friends, and we were sitting in the studio, and I made this beat, and I still have it to this day that I'm just like, I just can't rap on it. It's like my favorite beat that I've ever made in my whole entire life. I won't let anybody else use it, but I can't rap the way that I want to on it. And my friend, we're sitting there, I'm like, his head is off of his body, okay, and he's just like, maybe you need to live some more life. maybe you just need to go out there and not focus on experiencing something for the express reason of like making a song out of it.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And like it's worked out pretty good. I mean, like getting the rust off of me and stuff is hard, but like I like that it because like music's like your best friend. You know what I'm saying? If you leave it for a little while, if it's your really good friend, you're gonna pick up with it like you ain't never left. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So like, and it's also one of those things that I could say I love you to a whole bunch, and it doesn't have to say it loves me back for me to be like, this is good. I like this. But like coming back to it and like be knowing that I'm now way different than that guy that was making music before is like beautiful. That's super beautiful to me.
Yeah, I think that there is a time and a place for us to like take that step away from things, and we shouldn't feel bad about it. Or like, again, like there's a lot of weird outside influence of people in my life that I've noticed recently, where like for whatever reason people feel the need to like monetize or create art out of everything, right? So, just because like something bad in your life happens doesn't mean you have to write a song about it, or something good. Or just because like I'm going to Universal, which this happened. Like I was going to me and Stacy went to Universal for a week a couple weeks ago, right?
Mhm.
Awesome. So many people were like, "Oh, cool, can't wait to see your videos that you make down there." Who the fuck said I was making videos?
I'm just trying to live, sir.
Yeah, and it's like there's like this weird expectation of like, everybody is expecting you to somehow like monetize everything that you're doing. Or like I'll be hanging out with people and it's like, oh, we should be doing a podcast right now. And
Yeah.
it's like,
It's like,
how about not?
Or we could just sit here and talk. You know what I'm saying? I actually just had that. So we were on our way to Chicago. It was like me, Louis from Abstract Theory, TK Cavi, and Sam. We were going there to shop around venues and stuff. And we were just having this conversation in the car, and somebody was just like, you guys should be on like a podcast or something. And I was just like, I really just like talking to my friends. I've literally commodified everything else that I'm good at. I like this is for me. This little thing is for me. And like for a large part of it, unless somebody's like asking me like drawing and like painting and stuff, that's for me. Like
Yeah.
I'll show it off for the internet because I want validation for like being pretty good at something.
Uh-huh.
But like it's not like my brand. I hate that like everything's becoming like, is this a part of my brand? How does this reflect my brand? You're a person. You have a heartbeat. You have thoughts. Some of them are stupid. Some of them are very dumb, but some of them are really great. And you could just be the person. You just be a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who happens to be good at these things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that it's really easy to look back on, your teenage years sometimes with like, these rose colored glasses and be like, oh, things were so much simpler then. And I think about it sometimes like, when was I the happiest as an artist? And I do think that it was in my late teens, early 20s. Like the only social media that really existed was MySpace.
Yeah.
Nobody really knew who I was. And all I really did was just, hang out with the couple of friends that I had. We would just record songs that nobody ever heard except for like the couple people on MySpace.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like so fucking stoked. It was the bubble was small. And in a way, I feel like now as a human being, I don't think that like I'm equipped to know the amount of people that like society convinces me that I should know.
Yeah. So like the human mind's only like able to like really be like have like a relationship with like 150 to like 200 people at a time. And because we're like hyper connected with the internet, you have to be engaging and like speaking to like upwards of like 1,000 people. And like, again, I'm no one. I'm no one at all. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, I just like doing this. I just really enjoy doing this. And like a part of me gets mad at myself because it's like, is there something wrong where like I'm not enjoying like this aspect of the thing that I aim to do? You know what I'm saying? But like No, I don't think that it's unreasonable to be like, hey, I can't talk to all of you at once. And that's why I'm like, I don't really try to be on the internet too much anymore. Like big events, like if I'm playing a show or something. But other than that, like I get, and that's just me. I get like swept up in it a little bit too much, and like
Yeah.
I want to talk to people and stuff because I'm like, otherwise I'm like a hermit. You know what I mean? But I think where I was happiest as an artist, I mean, other than like right now, because I'm like, I feel free and like, I was like maybe 22. Me and a bunch of my friends had just like started what would be the Library Collaborative, which is like a little spot in the library where we like when made music, we made a studio and stuff. And like my whole thing is like I love doing stuff, but I hate working a whole lot. And like I didn't have to work anymore. I've been working since I was like 14 years old. And I was just like, so all I have to do here, sir, is smoke weed and write raps and produce if you ask me to. And the dude, who's coincidentally his name's Shug, he was just like, yes, that's what you have to do. And I was just like, from 11 to 7. He was like, yes. And I was just like, all right, I can do that. I can definitely do it. I was free to like, I didn't have to wake up early at all. I could go down because the studio is right down the street from my house.
Yeah.
I got to see who would become like all of my really good friends. You know what I'm saying? I got to work with all my buddies and stuff. And that it just like it gave me a taste of what being an artist should be like. You know what I'm saying? Because we do art to connect to people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not good at words, very good, like other than like rapping them and like thinking about them
Yeah.
hard, but like telling you how I feel is like difficult. You know what I'm saying? So like having a whole building full of people, they're like, I know how you feel. I listened to that song 5 times. I also produced it. You know what I'm saying? You're like,
Sure.
wow, this is great. I also know how you feel because I had to do that for you yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I think that's like really beautiful. The collaborative aspect of it is like nice. You know what I mean? But it's not always what it can be. You know what I'm saying? Because like the same people that I connected with there, I ended up like getting into like really heated arguments about like silly stuff happens and whatnot. But like I make music and I make art to like reach out to people. You know what I'm saying? And like at that moment in time, and I hope here in the future, like I can do that again. I can be like, yo, I like making music with you, and like I would really love to like sit with you for a while, coming
Mhm.
from the same dude who doesn't like to ask for help or anything. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?